Alrighty, everyone. Mesomat back here with another forecast for you guys. Appreciate y'all for watching. We are going to be covering a pretty significant day today of severe weather across the northern Midwest, northern plains, and into the eastern coast of the Carolinas down there. On the bottom of your screen and on the top of your screen, you see those risk zones that have already been issued by the Storm Prediction Center here. But we have the chance for a rare situation. We have a derecho that could be possible overnight tonight. And this is going to be an overnight event for Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, parts of Iowa as well. This could be a pretty big tornadic event, or this could be a wind event, or this could be nothing. There's kind of a lot of different scenarios with today's severe weather threat. So really quickly, before I get into this, we will be starting our severe weather live stream at 3 p.m. Central Time today. So for anybody that wants to come in and watch that, we'll be on all night long tonight covering this whole entire situation, as this will be a pretty big severe weather event. Derechos don't happen that often, so if this does in fact become a derecho and we get that clarification tomorrow once this is done and over with, they don't happen that often. They have once or twice every couple years or so, so they're supposed to be rare phenomenons, but they're starting to happen kind of more often. Given the different weather patterns that we've been seeing here recently. So we'll go ahead and dive into this. I do want to start over here on the East Coast here, where we already have ongoing severe weather. Got some wind and some hail across eastern North Carolina and South Carolina today. They did add a slight risk of severe weather from Greenville to Jacksonville, Beaufort, Wilmington, North Carolina, Kitty Hawk. Anywhere on the beaches there, be careful of surf, rip currents. As this cold front moves off to the east, we could have some showers and storms here, producing some wind, some hail. Not really looking at a tornado risk here. That marginal risk does extend down to Myrtle Beach, Charleston, Beaufort as well down there. So be mindful of that, guys, up into Virginia Beach as well. Just be mindful of those storms that could be lingering. We also do have a new tropical system development chance down here in the Gulf of Mexico and into parts of the Caribbean. This was actually just issued here on the 1 o'clock advisory, or 2 o'clock advisory. And so what this means is there's a 20% chance in the next 7 days we get some type of tropical system development. Not really expecting much out of that right now. I think the atmosphere is kind of zapped. We got a strong southwesterly and easterly flow in the Gulf of Mexico right now. So this should keep things limited as far as conditions go, but we'll keep watch that on you guys, or keep watching that for you guys that are down there. Now, let's get to our main event for today. And this is going to be the significant severe weather event that we've kind of been talking about a lot over the last couple of days. We've had a lot of significant severe weather. Luckily, yesterday did not go the way it could have gone. We had strong low-level jet in place yesterday to help produce tornadoes. I don't think we had any, when we were on stream yesterday, I don't think we had any that went officially observed. There were a couple that looked like they could have been confirmed on the ground, but we're going to wait for the National Weather Service to officially do those surveys if there was anything that happened yesterday. But for anybody that was impacted, my thoughts and prayers go for you guys up in the Northeast and in the Ohio Valley that were impacted by those storms tomorrow, or by yesterday. So once again, on the screen here, guys, we have a level 3, level 2, and level 1 risk of severe weather. And now this is going to be strictly after the sun sets. We are going to have a very volatile atmospheric setup here for this far north. We have instability pushing 6,000 Cape, which is off the charts, crazy instability levels. Dew points are off the charts as well. We're looking at 70s, pushing upper 70s into possibly some 80s for dew points there into Minnesota and western Wisconsin. We will have lapse rates that'll be enough to keep these storms going as well overnight. We'll have everything we need for a full-on wind event or tornado event this afternoon. Kind of a question mark on both ends to see what actually happens as it happens tonight. But up here from Grand Forks into National Falls, all the way down here to Milwaukee and Chicago, Illinois/Wisconsin there, and even into parts of western Michigan. This is going to be a pretty long night. And I stress that enough, guys, because if you watch this and you're in these areas, this will probably be not ongoing yet unless you're joining in and watching this from stream tonight. This is a huge wind event. We could see wind gusts over 90+ miles an hour. If this line of storms does develop, we could see potential spin-up tornadoes. There's a lot that could happen with this scenario today, given the different ingredients in the atmosphere. We're pretty much maxed out on every single ingredient we need for something significant to happen today. There is a strong capping inversion, and a capping inversion is basically a temperature inversion high up. Your temperature is higher than your dew points. That keeps that moist, warm air from rising up in the atmosphere, and you get your storms that form off that. So we're going to be waiting for the temperatures to drop once the sun sets, and as those dew points and temperatures kind of meet together in agreement, and we get those storm initiation. And once that storm initiation happens, these storms are going to blow up and light up, and then we'll have that potential for either a derecho, line of storms, whatever happens tonight to happen. There was a little bit of question mark this morning as well with the update that there was going to be some morning time convection. You can kind of still see some showers lingering, but I don't think this is going to be much to keep things from happening. We'll kind of watch this and play this out by ear. Now, really quickly, level 3 risk in that orange shaded, level 2 risk in that in the yellow, and level 1 risk in the green out of 5. Tornado potential today is a 2 and a 5% here from Milwaukee, Madison. Once again, you guys got hammered the other day. We're going to get it again today, potentially. If you're from basically Minneapolis, Minnesota, all the way to Milwaukee, there's a 5% chance of seeing a tornado within a 25-mile radius of a given point in this area, and then a 2% in that green. The biggest threat for today is going to be that wind. We could see wind gusts over 90 plus miles an hour anywhere in this black and yellow and red hatched area. That'll include Minneapolis all the way down here to Milwaukee. Chicago, you're on the outskirts of that as well. I'll be watching that for you guys. Outside of that, there we have a 15% chance of seeing 60-mile-an-hour winds outside the hatched area and a 5% in the maroon. And then we also have a hatched hail risk for today, as well as we are expecting hail to be quite big, anywhere from 3 to 4 inches in diameter in the hatched area, 15% chance of that. In the yellow and the maroon, we have a 1 to 2 inch hailstone range for the maroon shaded. Now, that is day one. We have another severe weather risk that'll be starting tomorrow as well. This will be left over. This could either, basically the risk zone that's out right now will probably be adjusted and shifted. We might even get an enhanced risk added overnight tonight once the new update comes out at 1 a.m. Based off of what happens tonight will be the dictator of what happens tomorrow. So we'll have to wait to see what the overnight threat does into tomorrow. If this lingers and we don't get much of anything, then we'll have a bigger severe weather threat possibly organized tomorrow. If that line does come through tonight and we get leftover remnants of a broken squall line that could come into Iowa, Illinois, and Indiana tonight, this will kind of maybe re-strengthen tomorrow. There's a lot of question marks with tomorrow. So if you are in this marginal or slight risk of severe weather tomorrow, be mindful. This will probably change a little bit. It'll either expand or shrink or will grow in size because of a new risk zone. There is a pretty good chance that we get another significant wind event somewhere in this area. I think tomorrow will be wind and hail driven, less tornado driven than anything else. So be mindful of that if you're in the Ohio Valley. This extends all the way down here into Western Kentucky into my backyard. So we do also, I think that's all we have as far as the risk zone. No, we do have a day 3 risk. We have a marginal risk on your Wednesday forecast for parts of Colorado, northwestern Kansas into Nebraska and eastern Wyoming. And then we have another marginal and slight risk from the remnants of this cold front coming through on Wednesday from basically eastern Oklahoma all the way up here into Boston, Massachusetts, where we also have a slight risk. And this will also be wind and hail driven as well. So basically, this is something we're going to be watching over the next couple of days for you guys here. We'll keep you guys updated on that. As far as the timing for today goes, let me go to this guys real quickly as well. So as far as the timing for this goes, we'll be watching for storms to initiate right around that 6 p.m., 7 p.m. hour. Could be a little before then potentially here if the models can grasp this a little bit better, but it looks to be storm initiation. It'll be around 6 or 7. We'll have a couple cells that pop up. And then we will also have a line of storms that will potentially develop once we get past that 8 and 9 o'clock hour into 10 o'clock. And then you get your big old Boeing line segment. It could be producing up to 80, 90 plus mile an hour winds. This is something we'll watch to see what happens. But the tornado environment is going to be strictly saved for Minnesota and western Wisconsin. We have high tornado parameters, so any cells that can develop in this area will have the chance to produce maybe even a strong tornado potentially. So that's something we're going to watch very carefully. But as this line, if this line does develop tonight, as this line approaches east, we will have embedded circulations where we could see spin up tornadoes. That's going to be a lot of a question mark, like I said, depending on what actually happens. But be mindful from Green Bay, Madison, Milwaukee, into La Crosse, Winona. Be heads up, guys, here. This is going to be a long night as we are going to be seeing a pretty strong overnight event tonight. So be mindful of that. This will be into parts of Michigan by sunrise tomorrow morning, and then remnants can be as far as Illinois and Iowa or Indiana. So we'll give you guys tomorrow's forecast once we get to that point. I just wanted to get on here and make a quick video talk to you guys about this. I'm not going to go in depth on the rest of the week quite yet, just because of the fact that there's so much going on today, and I want to get this out there for you guys. But tomorrow's video, depending on what happens in, overnight tonight, we'll have another video tomorrow to kind of explain what's going to happen tomorrow. I'll talk about it on stream today. We'll talk about what's going to happen for the rest of the week and into the following week for your 4th of July week in tomorrow's video. But I do appreciate you guys for watching. Have a way to get weather alerts on your phones today, guys. Please stay safe. It's going to be a very, very volatile and potential severe weather and dangerous day. We'll be live streaming here in the next hour or so. So I do appreciate y'all. If y'all come in, tap that screen. We'll have a donation go up again as well. But be safe, guys. Be weather aware, and I'll see you guys here on stream tonight.